Oh yeah, we're back. The track you are listening to is by my boy Lord Sanctus. Shout out to Lord Sanctus and TCC Radio. This song is called Excuse a Blind Man. Original sound. So go check it out every day at 6 p.m. Go log in to TCC Radio on YouTube. Leave a comment. He'll shout you out. All that good shit. My guest that I have, I've been knowing him for a couple years now. He is a brother in comedy. I remember his very first set. He turned off the lights and fought everybody. This shit was fucking hilarious. You know what I'm saying? We have done plenty of shows together. We've been booked at, what is it, the Port Wainimi shit? There it is, yeah, the Naval Base. We've done a ton of open mics together. We've done Patties, we've done Gigi's, we've done Copeland. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for a buddy of mine in comedy, Jesse Campos. Thank you for doing this. Thank you. Took a little while, but we got here, you know. So when I first started, right? When I first started comedy, I noticed like a click between you, Aaron, Mac, Artie, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first started, I felt like you guys were like the comics of Oxnard, you know what I mean?
We're like the OGs.
Exactly.
Hanging out. Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a bunch of new guys that it's pretty cool that it's growing. But yeah, those are me, Artie, Aaron, Mac. Yeah, we're pretty much like the OGs. David too.
Right.
David's been, I think he's longer than me. Yeah, David's longer than me. I think he's probably like the same time as Artie. But yeah, we're definitely, I wouldn't say a clique, but yeah, we've definitely been around.
For lack of better words.
Yeah. Russell too.
Yeah, Russell, Justin, there's a few. And now that I got a little bit of skin in the game, thank you for having me in your comedy community. It's been big. Actually, I think the first time I went to Levity, I saw you and Artie.
Okay.
It was you, Artie, and
the Jake?
It was Jake. It was Jake.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and me, Artie, Jake, Russell, just the four of us at Levity.
So I'm waiting to get Jake on here too. That would be a fucking wild.
Jake's the man. Dude, he just likes to talk. that's his thing.
He's at that age now where
He
you know, an old
loves
person
talking.
that just wants to talk.
Like I've given him my phone number. You've called before, and I ask him for a question on something, and he'll just have something else to say, and he just goes off.
That's kind of like this show. I might be getting to that age too.
Yeah, you gotta get the man. if you want to fill some time, get Jake.
Yeah, call Jake. Have you done Pizza Chief?
Pizza Chief, yeah, I've done it. I think about like 2 years ago now. Yeah, I think my last time I did it was 2022. But I also go to like a lot of Jake's shows, a lot of his local shows, because I'm just pretty much friends with like a lot of his comics he books. So definitely always check him out. And now he's also grown it too, because he also has one in Ojai on I think it's called Moose Lodge.
Oh shit!
And he has another one, just
Moose Lodge. That sounds like.
There's another one. It's a newer one. It's like Moby's. It's like a new spot in Ventura on Main Street.
What day is that?
I don't know.
Because Tuesdays, what was it? The Chinaland? Not Chinaland. The one that it was here today, gone tomorrow with.
The one that Blaine did.
Yeah. That one's done.
Already.
Already.
We only did one.
Same.
Oh man.
So whichever one is on in Ojai, like okay, what day is Moose Lounge?
No, I think there's shows like on the weekend.
Oh,
like a Saturday show, not an open mic.
The last time I did I was in Ojai was Alex.
Week. Yeah, last week. Alex's mic.
It was last week?
Yeah, it was last week, Tuesday.
Yeah, sorry, white people. I was like, this dog is about to eat me right now. But they were pretty nice.
It was cool. Dude, when I walked in, I said hi to all the comics. So there was like an open seat next to like Alex and Becky and Mike. So I sat down. No one was sitting there. Like no one was sitting there. There was no like phone or anything. So I'm like, oh cool. No one's sitting here, so I'll sit down. I sat down. I was like there for like maybe like 5 minutes. Immediately, like a guy like tried checking me, saying I was like sitting in his spot. And he was like, "Hey, are you gonna be done anytime soon? Because you're sitting in my spot." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Was there like a?" I didn't know. Like, I was so confused because I was like, "That's so like random." Like he started off aggressive and then like just was like, "You're sitting in my spot." If he just came up politely, it's like, "Oh, I was actually sitting there. It's fine." But like he just had like a beer koozie, like not like where the seat was at, but it was like kind of like more away. And it didn't even look like no one was sitting, like nobody was sitting in there. So it was just, I got punked real quick, and I was like, all right, I'm like, this is gonna be like this is gonna be how it is, the tone for this open mic. Like, it's so be it.
I guess, man. It
was crazy. I was hoping he was gonna stick around so I could just roast him and like go up. That's what I was hoping. I was like, well, he doesn't know that I'm a comic. I'm just gonna I'm gonna give it to him. But he dipped out before I could say anything, so I was pretty bummed.
There was one guy saying. But we didn't have an interaction. It's just when I walked in, he was kind of looking like, what?
Was it the guy in camo?
Nah, it was. Did he have camo? It was a taller guy.
There was a guy in there. He didn't really like try checking me, but like I could tell like he was like kind of just giving me. He was like sizing me up for some reason. Then he just like said hi. He introduced himself like, "Hey, what's your name, by the way?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Jesse." But I think he was trying to like, if anyone tries to get Froggy in here.
Yeah, he already in his head. He already
somehow I'm like posing as a threat.
Yeah, little fucker.
I don't know, maybe his girl was around, he was getting insecure or something. That's what I was thinking.
And then on top of that, you probably had her cracking up. And he's just getting all extra mad now. But the guy in the camo, he was really nice to me outside.
Oh, yeah, he was
really cool.
Maybe I just read the room wrong, but yeah, like, he just came off very aggressive. Maybe he wasn't trying to, but he was just like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I was like, "Ew." Like, I'm not used to that kind of
excuse me, officer.
First impression. Like, for real, like an officer.
What crime did I commit here? Like, goodness.
Just pulled up.
So as far as comedy, who did you look up to, and what pushed you to actually making it happen for yourself?
As far as like who I looked up to, I always say like my favorite comedians, Dimitri Martin. Do you know Dimitri Martin?
No.
He's like a very like, it's like an intelligent like one-liner comic. He had a show on Comedy Central called Important Things with Dimitri Martin. It was like an older show, came out in like 2009. But I watched his stand-up before, and he would like come out with a guitar, and he would always have like an easel with like drawings, and that would like be his whole set as well. It was pretty cool. And then eventually I was like, I didn't know you could just do that. That you could just go up and just tell jokes. So when I started doing stand-up, that was like how I started. Like I would do one-liners, I would have a guitar, and I would just I would tell jokes as I was playing guitar, which is also very hard to do. There's like a rhythm you got to keep with it, and it's hard. I could not do that. But I just started with like one-liners. I didn't know how to be like real on stage, you know, to put that quote unquote
exactly what.
Yeah, I didn't know how to like be real because I was just talking about like random stuff about like milk or like seesaws or something. Like this is a joke. Here's a bit. Then I learned how to like actually like write actual bits. And as far as like drive, I don't know. It was weird. I didn't think I was gonna do stand up because I wanted to do stand up when I was a kid, but it's not something I thought I would like actually want to start doing. I used to be in bands like way before I just did stand up because when I was in high school, like I wanted to learn how to play music, write music, and that's what I was doing. And then I was just doing bands for so long that just ended up not working out. Well, locally out here because no one really wanted to like commit to like an actual band, and we're all like 18, 19. Then eventually I was just like, I'm just gonna try and write jokes and just check out a couple shows and open mics, and then eventually I saw it all happen in front of me, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then I would just drive to LA because I didn't know there were any open mics out here in Ventura, Oxnard.
True.
So I just looked up like open mic Los Angeles, and the first one that came up was the Hollywood Improv. And I remember I drove out to LA. I didn't get up the first time. I kind of just watched it and like just saw like everyone just really just working out material, whether if it was good or bad. They're just like they're up there just doing time for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. So I just kept making the rounds of just every week, just going to LA, just signing up, trying it out, and then just fell in love with it. And like the first 9 months of just bombing nonstop, but I just loved. I got the bug.
There's a lot of the same sentiments.
Just eating a lot of shit, and you're like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, it's okay. Cool. I'm there now. Like it took me a while, but I'm there to where like. It's not that I don't care, but as far as I don't care about bombing anymore.
Just have fun. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, like because before, I mean, like it was, I could get up there no problem, but I was still in the stage where it's like I cared way too much about getting the laugh, and if I didn't get the laugh, I'd start to question myself.
When you get too in your head.
Exactly. Yep. And then it's like, damn. Do I really want to do this? But
like, am I wasting time?
Yeah, but then when you do get a laugh or a clap,
it's all worth it.
It feels good.
Yeah, especially when it was like a good one. You're like, I'm glad I wrote that.
But see, the killer for me is like, I'll write a banger, right? I'll write a banger. And then it's like, you get up there and you perform, and it's like, okay, I didn't write a banger.
Yeah, I've had so many of those where I'm like, I write one in the shower. I'm like, oh, this is going to kill. This is going to hit.
Shower jokes are the best.
Then you drop and you're like, oh, nothing, just crickets.
That is a self-esteem drainer right there.
All my favorite jokes are the ones that don't make it through my set. I have a lot of ones where I'm like, this is great, and it's really just for me.
Yeah,
that's a lot of my stuff where I'm like, this is the good one, and then I have like the actual ones that I do right that people enjoy more than I do, which is fine. But the ones I love the most are the ones just don't hit at all.
So boom, how do we make them for everybody else? How do we make our jokes for everybody else? Like, and for me, I mean, I'm almost at the cliche, typical black dude nigga jokes. Like, my mom whooped my ass.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, how do I make that relatable? Have you found a way, or have you found like a technique to make yourself more relatable? I don't know. We got one shout out to the little homie right there, you know. I almost want to open the door and let him in here.
No, he's going to knock all over the equipment.
Oh, hell nah.
Hi.
What's up, dude? Black Truffle TV. Go subscribe, okay? Go get your mom's phone and tablet and all that.
Have him do the ad read.
Right. Do my promos for me. But yeah, have you found that? Have you found the technique? Have you found like a structure to make the personal joke about you for everybody else?
I don't know about technique. I mean, I just, for so long, especially when I started, I was 23. I'm 29 now. When I started, what I learned from the beginning, because I wasn't authentic, I wasn't being real, I just wasn't confident when I started. I was kind of just saying stuff, just hoping like it would stick. It would have. But when I learned, as I've like gotten more experience with stand up and actually just grew up as a person, I realized like when I'm actually just more of myself or just like more real, or actually have like my own voice, it hits a lot better because it's like I'm not putting a character or a front. Because there's like a lot of stuff that I used to write that kind of just didn't really make sense, and I was like, why am I writing this? And then now I've actually written stuff where it's kind of like not necessarily more relatable, but it's just more of like an experience or like a thought that I had or like I witnessed, and it's just people usually seem to connect more than that because it's just more vulnerable.
All right, I like that. So right now my latest inspiration has been Cam Patterson.
Cam Patterson, that guy's great.
And like, I just barely, comics don't kill me, but I just barely started getting into Kill Tony.
Oh, really?
And the 1 minute jokes, that's a different kind of.
Yeah, they brought it to Ventura.
I heard. And
I've gone Kill Tony 4 times.
What?
Yeah, 2 in Ventura, then 2 at the Comedy Store in LA.
So how does that work? Like, you just sign up like an open mic, or?
This kid's.
Oh snap!
Where's this kid's parents? Is banging on the wall.
He's like 2 or 3 years old.
I wonder if this gets it. Just leaving their door open. All right.
Looking like Stitch on the window. Just
gonna bust through the glass. I will say this: when I got on Kill Tony, I got on the top like all 4 times. It was like my first like 2-3 years of stand up. I got on when I shouldn't have gotten on. Like I was very new. I was not confident. And that was my problem. Like with stand up, like early on, it was like I wasn't confident with myself at all. That like it just didn't work. Now as like I've gotten older and I've been more confident on stage, I just have fun. Like really, just my main goal every time I go on stage is just have fun. That usually works. But first time was in the main room of the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. I remember finally I signed up. Maybe signed up for like 4 months straight, I think. But I would go to like LA pretty often, so it wasn't like a waste of time. So you could sign up for potluck on Monday at the Comedy Store, and then you sign up for Kill Tony right after, so you can have an opportunity to perform at the original room for the open mic, and then you can also get on Kill Tony, just if you get pulled. So that's pretty cool. But I remember being called for the very first time, and just like where you walk to from like where you're sitting down to the stage, it's pretty short. But I remember just like walking in and just feeling it like it's forever. I'm like, I'm about to do stand up on the main stage of the Comedy Store.
Right.
Dude, I remember just like setting foot on like the first couple steps to get onto the stage and just like a rush of like, oh fuck, I'm up here now. Like, and people are like, this is live stream. People are watching. There was Eric Griffin. He was on the panel. Jeff Dye. And I'm just like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy. And I remember like my first minute, and like I didn't do great. Like I got like a good chuckle at the end, but the interview was whatever. You know.
See, okay, so yeah,
the interview wasn't bad.
They do interviews at the end.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a full Kill Tony show. It's just one day I was just because what got me on cam was The Rock's.
That clip is so good.
I'm tapping in with this guy.
It's such a good clip.
And it was just like anywhere from, I think it was like 30, 45-minute videos of just every minute that Cam did.
Oh yeah, one of those compilations.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna have to catch a Kill Tony show. Mm-hmm. And then besides like having people tell me that you need to go do it, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will say you don't need to do it. Like it's cool if you get on. Maybe it'll help out like your social media, but you don't need to do it. Because I've known people like who are like way more experienced than I was have been on it, and they also haven't like gotten like a boost out of it. But it's like it's cool that you got on, and you know it does help. I think it just helps with more of like a letting you know who you are, you know. But I don't think you need to do it because I mean I've gone on 4 times, which you know it didn't really do a lot for me, but it did. I did get to like meet people out of it, but it wasn't anything crazy.
Did you get booked off of it?
No, I didn't get booked off of it. But they like I did end up meeting like because before like Kill Tony in Austin when it was in LA they had a band, like an actual like comedian band. So I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, they had like Jeremiah Watkins, Chroma Chris, Joel Jimenez. So they were all like they would come up in characters like every week. They would come up in like characters and they would just commit to those characters throughout the whole episode. You know, just have chime in with like their own bits, and it was pretty cool. I got to like actually meet them more and kind of like just see them as like comics. So I did get to meet them, but I didn't get booked on any of shows. But it was pretty cool, just like, oh, I know this person now.
Yeah, it's dope. I'm starting to feel that right now. Like, who's the biggest comedian that you've ever had like a conversation with?
I mean, biggest comedian's kind of just really hard to say, like far as like status. I have gotten to meet my favorite comedian, Demetri Martin. I met him at a sex shop in Hollywood. So there was like a Hollywood shop or a sex shop in Hollywood called The Pleasure Chest. For some reason they were just like doing a comedy show there, and I saw like he posted like, oh, I'm doing a show here, and it was like very small, like literally like they had like a whole curtain just like rope us off, like, oh, there's a comedy show in here, not a whole orgy. But
it's a lot of jokes right there.
Yeah, it's weird.
A lot of jokes.
I don't think that might have been like the only show that they've done it there too. So after the show, I kind of just like stuck around, you know, window shopped. But he kind of like stepped out, just kind of like hanging around, just like he wasn't like looking for anything like in the sex shop. He was just like, I think he was just kind of just figuring out like what his set was, because he was like, okay, this joke didn't work, blah blah blah, which is pretty cool because like you get to see people actually like real comedians like just workshop jokes that they're trying for their new hour. But then when he was kind of like done like in his notes, I kind of just said hi to him, and he was like, let him know like I just started doing stand up, because I think it might have been my first year. I think it might have been my first year in stand up, and I kind of just chatted with him for a bit, like briefly. It wasn't anything like crazy, but he was kind of just, he was pretty cool. He was pretty nice, but we were also like very both awkward people at the time. It was very bad, because I remember like I was hyperventilating, just trying to just speak.
Yeah, it's your favorite comedian.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to like make an ass of myself, but I definitely am, because I'm just like just trying to catch my breath.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. Like,
yeah.
For me, it was well, I met Mike Epps. That's like
Mike Epps is pretty cool.
That's my hero in comedy. But I want to say like the legendary one was Sinbad.
Sinbad. Oh,
I couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, when I used to work at Copper Blues right over here.
Yeah.
And then I would go into Levity Live just to like watch all the comedy shows, because they shared a kitchen and everything. So every now and then, like I would help clean up the showroom, and then they'd just be any comic for like for that evening would just, you know, come around, and I would just say what's up to them real quick, but nothing. I wouldn't like have full on conversations, but just say what's up.
Levity fucking Live.
Yeah.
To me, Like when I went to my first show to watch, I was like, I'm getting on this stage.
Yeah.
Like I had to, and then I did it, and I can't even explain what I was feeling. It was a sold out crowd. This shit was
Was it
stupid.
Denise Carter show?
No, this one. Oh, we did it together, but it was Phil's show.
Oh, Phil's show. Okay, I haven't done his show, but I've done Jake's and Artie's show.
I haven't done. Wait, I've done. Okay, so Artie is Artie. He gave me my first paid opportunity, my first paid show.
Oh, really?
And this was at Casa Agria.
Casa Agria?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't do half bad. I don't think I ever do all the way bad. Mm-hmm. Have I done bad before? Yeah, because in a weird way, I still don't think I'm funny. Like I love comedy. Yeah, I like to do comedy a lot. You know, I love it, but I don't think I'm funny. I
just a guy.
I'm just
a guy who has something to say.
I'm just up here, you know. So I'm just up here, and I mean, I know people are gonna laugh, but as far as like the science and the structure, you know, the premise, setup, punchline, premise, setup, punchline, I could work on that. Okay. You know, what is something that you think you could work on?
Something I can work on? Everything. I think I could work on everything. You know, writing more. Lately I've been having like crazy writer's block. Just trying to see what I could do as far as like improve. I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, now I'm just like, yeah, I think I just need to work out a lot actually.
That's the beauty of this show.
Yeah.
Like
I've been trying to get like a better submission tape, you know, just like a good 5 minutes. So I've been working on that. You know, but it's also like I'm trying to get like a 5-minute submission, which isn't like hard to do, but it's hard to like get like a really good one. Also like the shows I've been getting booked on has been like 7, 10, 15 minute sets. So I'm like, dope. I could do like a longer set, but I want like a good like 5-minute submission with like newer bits, so I can here's like my new stuff that I can just put out. That actually I do personally. I think the biggest thing I have not done as much is just clips, you know, like for social media, like Instagram and TikTok, because I have like a lot of like stuff that I've clipped before, and I cannot figure out this TikTok algorithm at all.
Same.
That's the thing. That is the thing, because I have a lot of stuff that I'm like, I'll clip this, just, you know, just so my Instagram reel just doesn't look empty, you know. It looks like I'm still working, and it's just I get like 200 views each, and then I'm just like, god damn it, like what do I got to do? And then there's been times where like I'll do like a show, and like the bit that I already clipped has like a better laugh, and so I'll reclip that, and then it'll get less views, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do, man. It's just trying to figure out that algorithm is just it's killing me.
I gave up on the
Yeah.
algorithm.
Yep. Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. It's just, but also my main thing is like I don't want to just post consistently and just have a bunch of dog shit content. That's my thing, because I also know like a lot of people that just post content just to post content. Just maybe if they just post a lot, the algorithm will pick it up. But I really don't know. I haven't really gone into the technicalities to that. Yeah, same.
Consistency does play a part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just post memes of whatever song I'm listening to. That's really it. I don't really post much. And then like on my Instagram, like the actual feed, you know, I'll just post like an actual clip of something. But I haven't done it recently. I think the last clip, honestly, the last clip I posted was might have been in like June or July. But I don't post a lot on my Instagram anymore.
Yeah, so as far as comedy, I don't post.
Mm-hmm.
I don't post my comedy.
No, not at all. No. Why is that?
Because like now, I think I'm at the point to where it's like, if you want to come see me, hear my jokes, come see me.
Yeah, that's fair. But people got to find you though. That's the thing now in this industry, it's like people are finding you through their phone. So like it does help.
So a buddy of mine, he didn't know that I was doing comedy. Every week I'm doing comedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same. Yeah, like my Instagram, I don't really post comedy as much. Like I still go to open mics and I still do shows. I just don't post. That's it. It looks like I haven't been doing anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
So because he said that, I'm really debating if I'm going to start posting my because
Okay.
I do have
Post the good ones.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I have what I call like my levies.
Yeah.
If I get invited to do levy again, I know what to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So I won't post. I only posted one of my levies.
Did you get the did you post through like or did you film it with like your phone or anything, or like did you get it from Levity? Could you I find like Levity sets because they don't mic up the audience, which I found out sucks because I've gotten my sets before without like because they don't without the audience being mic'd up, and it just sounds like I'm just speaking. And like there's been times where I'm like I could have clipped this, but like I know this joke did very well, but you can't hear anybody at all, and it sounds like I'm just speaking to no one. You could like you could. I used to do what I used to do with Mac a lot. Mac, I've done this to Mac and Russell, where like I've gone like I filmed them, like just for like Instagram stories, and then I'll just do like the Instagram like laugh track, and like I hide that so it sounds like they're killing. I've done that before.
For my comedy shit, my clips, this is what I when I'm on stage, I can't hear all of that, but when I watch it back, because what's happening that I'm recording,
Okay. Yeah.
you can hear everybody else more than shit that it always makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm also like my worst critic though, because I also get the audio because like the first thing I do is right before I go on stage is like I get the the voice memos app, hit play, and then just when I'm going on when I get off stage, re-listen to it in the car, and people always tell me it's like, oh, I liked your set, blah blah blah, like you did very good here, I like this, and me, I'm always picky. I'm like I'm glad you enjoyed it, but also with me, I'm like I don't like this at all. Like I have bits where I'm like, oh, this did very well, but like say if like I fumbled a word, if I fumble a word, I'm like set's ruined. I can't use this, I can't submit this, blah blah blah. Like, even though like I've saved myself, but yeah, I'm literally my own worst critic when it comes to my content or just me being on stage, or if like, oh, I butchered this joke at the end, and now I'm like, I have to do something else, and I got to like finish off stronger. It's just. I'm like in my own head, but I think it's good. I think it's good though, because like I don't want to be lazy. Like it's, yeah, like it's good and bad. Like I shouldn't be hard on myself, but I definitely should be hard on myself.
For me, it goes like this. It's either gonna go way better than I expected,
Hmm.
or it's gonna go.
Definitely, I understand. There's been times where I've seen rooms where it's like almost nobody, where I'm like, oh well, I guess this is the show tonight, and I've done super well. And then there's times where I've had like a full room and I've done just okay. So honestly, I have no idea what the show's gonna happen. You have no idea what's gonna happen that night, and it's very cool. It's really just a roll of the dice. Yeah, you're blind. I don't understand. I still don't understand how you're legally blind, right? Like how blind? Because you opened the door for me. I'm just there's been times where you like it's just you. Like I'm like, did you drive here? You're legally blind. Like how do you mean? Yeah, don't get it. Don't even start the job. Like don't start it.
So for those that don't know, right, my vision is 2,400 over 20. What that means is, let's say somebody has 20/20, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they could see at 2,400 feet away is what I can see at 20 feet.
Okay, that's
That's a hell of
yeah.
and even
Who let me do this? Like no one said, "Hey, don't." Like no one said, "Stop." Like, it's no, I'm just Uber. Yeah. Yeah, dude, just be a D&D for someone. You got special glasses? Did that just help out? Were they bifocals? Would you use a telescope? Just 2 telescopes out in front of your windshield, just right there. That's funny. Prescription windshield. Yeah, I mean, also just have a regular windshield. I don't think that's a flex. That's they had to do more. Yeah, definitely. Got to do that. Well, taste. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, can you should fight crime. Like you should be like Matt Murdock. Yeah, I remember. I had this bit that like also the only person that really liked it was Russell because he's a comic book nerd. I had this bit where I was like, what if like Daredevil like he's blind? Like what if instead of him being a lawyer, he was a chef? Like because his taste buds enhanced because he's blind, he can't see, and then he'll be the real Daredevil of Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, cause Gordon Ramsay of Hell's Kitchen, and then like Daredevil takes place in Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, that's a fire joke, and no one knew what I was talking about except for Russell. Loved that one. Like, be culture, all of you. It's a banger. Yeah. Good speech. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. I mean, like I said earlier, I just try and have fun. If anything, I just always tell myself, and I also tell like a lot of people, it's like, hey, if you're gonna go on stage, like you have an opportunity, just don't waste it. That's all. Like even if it's like a shitty show or like there's no one in the crowd, just make worth of what you got and just have fun. And then it puts me in a better mood, and I feel better on stage when there's like, say, if it's like if I'm not feeling that night, or just something's going on in my head, and it's like I'm just gonna go on stage and just try to make best of it. That's what I did on Tuesday, because I was really unsure that. Oh, hi Mike. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, so I really just went off on like what Alec was saying. Kind of just poke the bear a little bit. Talk shit and just had fun. It worked. I had fun. I was happy that I actually made the drive to Ojai. Yeah. Yeah, same. Yeah, it took about like 30-40 minutes for me. Yeah, that's like a spot where like everyone goes to apparently, because like everyone knows everybody, and that's a little dive bar. I liked it. It was Hong Kong Inn before, but I don't know what it was called. And they replaced it with like a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, it was a Mexican restaurant after Hong Kong Inn, but I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I think it's next week, so yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Have you ever had a mic before? Yeah, I was doing a show in Ventura at it was in a comic book shop called Endgame Comics. So I was doing that for a couple of months. I think I did for like 6 months. It was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. But eventually COVID happened. COVID happened, so I ended up like stopped doing the shows, and I just never brought it back. But it was a lot of fun. Also very stressful putting a show together, but definitely a lot of fun. It was just in a comic book shop. You know, it was like a very small space. You know, the owner was down for it, so I was really into doing it. I want to do like another show. I've been trying to like looking for spots especially since I just moved to Santa Barbara. Trying to look for like other little dive bars that I can do and actually do a show rather than an open mic. Because an open mic would be cool, but I'd rather just do a show, you know, book my friends, give them the time that they deserve, and just help them out and just have fun.
So I know they got Blue Owl.
Mm-hmm. Bear Cave? Bear Cave. There's a new one in, honestly, kind of like, there's a new one at Whiskey Richards on Wednesdays. And literally, like, that was like a spot that me and my girl were going to before we moved out to Santa Barbara. We kind of just go and hang out there and just have a drink. And I was like, I remember I spoke with like some of the staff. I was like, hey, have you like guys consider like doing comedy out here? And they're like, oh no, that'd be very cool, blah, blah, blah. And then like I got the, I tried to find out like who the manager was, but I didn't get it that day. And then just recently, someone else is doing an open mic there. I'm like, oh, they took my idea. I was like, who is this person? I got to find out who did it. I did hear from Mike G. He said it was kind of like whatever. I think it was just like the first night. I don't know about the second night though, but I definitely got to check it out. I think it's on Wednesdays. But I was like, they took my spot. Kyle Caldwell? Yeah, he had the Dukes. It was like every other week. I don't know. We have so many open mics that just start and then they're just gone. It's such a bummer. Mm-hmm. I think we're just ruining everyone's night. I think that's what it is. It's just feedback from all the regulars. Like, why are you doing comedy here? I don't want to hear this guy spout about his stuff. For real, it's just trying to compete. Especially, Gigi's is like the one that's been here the longest, and it's like we fight with the audience every time. We're not fighting. We're competing with the game and pool, and we're just like, here's what I got. Here's what I wrote for the week. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I always say GG is a spot where you get served papers. That's the spot when you're cracking pool. I don't have like necessarily like a GG story, but I have like a story that kind of involves GG's. I remember one time it was like just like a random ass Wednesday night at GG's. We're all just hanging out. There was like these cops that pulled up. They weren't like there for like anybody. I think they just maybe like end of the shift or something. They just had like their badges on or just hanging out. I don't know why they were there. But we were all just hanging out in the patio, and then we all just decided let's just all roast the cops like in the patio. Like let's just give it to them. I remember because like the guy one of the cops had a hat that said police on it. And I was like, are you even a real cop, or did you just get that hat? Like, you're just literally just outing yourself. Like, we were just, and they loved it. They fucking loved it. That was hilarious. And then like, yeah. So like, I think like 1 or 2 weeks later, there was another mic that was happening at the garage in Satakoy. Jake was putting out, yeah. So there was that one. I remember it was like it was a pretty short mic because we didn't really have that many comics. We were all kind of just hanging out. There was this lady who was kind of just heckling all of the comics throughout the entire night. And do you remember Brandon Follett? The homie Brandon? Loved that guy. He was like the last comic, and this lady was like, all right, well, I'm still going to say my shit. I don't know what she was saying. She was just heckling. We just always had something to say. But Brandon was just like, can you just shut the fuck up? Like, towards the end, he was like, can you just shut the fuck up? And then he just roasted her, you know. Mike was done. It was pretty early. It was like 9 p.m. Like, it was like, that's how short it was. So we were all just hanging out and having a drink. And then we were all just like outside. And then that lady came out still spouting her shit. She was like on one that night. And then her boyfriend or husband, you know, they were trying to leave. And then she was just talking her shit. And then I went in to go get a drink. I was like, well, I'm just gonna go get another drink and then I'll just call it for the rest of the night. And then I get a call. From Kiana. She's like, hey, did you go run with Mac? And I was like, run with Mac? What are you talking about? Like, I'm inside. She's like, that guy that Brandon was talking shit to, or that girl that Brandon was talking shit to, I guess her boyfriend like laid her out in the parking lot. He laid her out in the parking lot, and then Mac, he like booked it, and then Mac went to go chase after him. So then I was like, oh shit, I gotta go help out Mac. Like, that's my boy. Like, if Mac's squabbing, I gotta be there with him. So I booked it immediately, and then I found Mac running back towards me, and I was like, Mac, what happened? I'm like, did you get the guy? And he's like, yeah, I outran him. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean you outran him? Like did you race him? Like, did you pass him and then lap him? Like, what do you mean? Like, were you just trying to get like your steps in? He's like, no, I just tried to keep this guy's pace, and then I ran back, and I was like, no, you're supposed to like tackle him and then like punch him. He punched the woman. And then so the cops came, and it was the cops that we roasted. It was the cops that we roasted from Gigi's like the week before. And so immediately we're like, well, let's just roast them again. We're all just like, we're just roasting the cops. They're laughing. This woman's just like laid out in the parking lot. And then she's just like, all right, what happened? We're like, oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, she's dead. Like she got laid out. That was such a crazy one. But I remember it was so funny because he had the police hat again. And we're like, oh, you're the guy. It was crazy, dude. It was so funny, but that was a crazy ass night. Exactly. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. Talking shit. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. That's literally what happened. I didn't see it, but I was like, I gotta go help out Mac. I gotta go fight this guy with Mac. Yeah, he just said he's like, I outran him, and I was like, well, you're just checking the guy's cardio, checking your pulse. I still don't know what you mean by outran him. Yeah, Mac. It's like, oh, it's him. It's him. That's the guy. Yeah. Oh, I thought he was gonna chase him and then like I don't know, like get the guy and then just have the guys get arrested. But no, he didn't. He didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna chase after the guy, I don't know, like trip him. I don't know, punch him. Yeah, he's funny. He has a good cadence. He's very funny. Have you like just studying comedian, studied the comedian or many comedians, and is there like little things that you would maybe take a page out of their book and apply to yourself? I don't know about like taking like stuff from them, but I notice like, say if like I watch a comedian like nonstop, I'll pick up like kind of like their mannerisms on accident. You know, there's been a time like do you know Rory Scovel? Dude, Rory Scovel, dude, hilarious. He's like a comedian from I think he's from Memphis, and he's very funny because like he just sounds like how you and I speak, just regular guys. But like sometimes like he'll just like do a set in a southern accent. But he does not have a southern accent, so he'll just do like a whole set like that. I think it's hilarious. But there was a time where I was like watching so much Rory Scovel that like I was kind of like developing my own southern accent when I would go on stage. Or like I would just say like y'all a lot, and I was like, what am I doing? I don't sound like this at all. But there's definitely been times where I'm like I've watched comedians like study them where I'm like, oh okay, that's cool. Like how this person went from this direction to this, or like I like how this guy's just more zany or more like uplifting, and more this comedian's more just like self-centered and there dialed in. But I don't know, for me it's just I'm just whatever I like how I sound right now is how I try and be on stage. But if anything, maybe cranked up a little bit more so I'm just more fun on stage rather than just like sarcastic and stone-faced. Well, I don't smoke, so I wouldn't know. I don't try and drink a lot before stage. I'll have like one or two drinks. There's been times where I've gone on stage where I've had a little bit too many, and like personally, where like I've like gone over sets and it sounds like I'm just like stumbling a lot on my words or just kind of like slurring a little bit, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to be like that on stage. You know, I want to be there. You know, especially even if it's like a show or a mic, people are there to at least just somewhat be entertained. If it's a show, it's like people paid money to be there. If it's an open mic, it's not as bad, but like people are at least giving you their time, so you might as well just bring it. But yeah, I try not to get all loosey goosey on the sauce.
Yeah, well, for me, if it's like a big show,
Yeah.
one drink and you're gonna get the best.
Yeah. I'll do 2 drinks, just hang it. But before when I started, I used to not drink at all. It was like just now it's I can have like a good like 2 drinks as like hang out. But yeah, it's just I don't want to just overdo it and then just be an ass on stage. That's really it. I've seen some of my friends do it. Seen a couple of our friends be like, all right, maybe you should have. Yeah, I'm like, maybe you should have stayed home there. Maybe kind of like toned back. Like, did you start here at 2 p.m.? Like, why are you like this? Oh, dude, don't. That's so bad. Just making a fool of yourself. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Has there ever been a time where you were watching somebody else and then you heard your joke?
Yeah, I think. Yep. There's been times where I don't want to say like it was my joke. I've definitely heard jokes similar to mine. I've seen other comics who've kind of had like a similar idea of like what I thought, you know, without having seen them or having them see me. So I don't want to say like that person stole my joke. I've heard definitely a better version of my joke. Like I used to have this bit where like how like nerds are just growing up, so they name their kids after you know, characters from like comic books. I had like this whole thing about it, and then I remember I saw another guy do it. His name is Realquicctho, who's actually like one of my like buddies now. I saw him do like a similar joke, and like his joke was like so much better than mine. Like his was just like more written out, more structured, and I'm like, all right, I'll give you that one. Yeah, but also like I also don't want to have similar material compared to everyone. So even if I hear like a similar joke to mine, I'll just scrap that joke. Like a lot of people are like, oh no, you should just like write a better joke. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but I also want to have like a different take on just almost anything.
So the reason I bring that up,
It's out.
but
Oh man.
I was saying that so a buddy of mine, Stacey Taylor, pretty big comedian.
Okay.
He did a show at Levity with Mike Epps. He brought me back to the green room. I got to hang out for a bit, talk to Mike. That was cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
After he came back to my house, and I showed him a couple of my Levity sets, and just watching him do my shit and having me and my girl like dying on the couch, it was a huge relief.
He did your bits in front of you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like he watched it, and because he was studying it. He was just watching like how he's like, the energy's there, the stage presence is there, the jokes are there. It's funny, but he's like, you're a little too nice. You need to be a little bit like more raw. Like like he's like, you're doing clean comedy right now. Like yeah, you're cussing and everything, but you could be a little more like raw. You know, you could be. You know, just let a little bit looser. And he did it. And he was like, and it was hilarious. I was like, how the fuck?
That's so cool. That's really cool.
I was like,
someone do your bits.
Like, I'm just looking at my girl like, how the fuck?
How do you do that? I wrote that.
Yeah. So
I know the punchline.
Yeah. So I started letting
watching
a little
everyone
bit
else's
looser.
bits and telling them how to do it.
Nah. But that was probably the best advice that I've ever gotten.
Just be more raw.
Yeah, just be raw, man. Like just be like, you're already you on stage. Like there's a stage you, and then there's a you when you're hanging out with your buddies or you're telling jokes to your family.
Exactly.
Be the you that's telling the jokes to your family. The only thing you got to do is find a way for people to relate to it. Cause that was a gift. Like that was the realest shit I've ever seen.
That's cool. That's really cool.
You know, like we are our biggest critics, but
Definitely.
I think
100%.
Taking advice from somebody from the outside, like that shit fucking. But we're gonna see though. And I think going back to the social media shit, I am gonna post. I'm gonna post my comedy again.
Yeah, definitely.
How many times would you say you've been on stage, like in total?
I don't know, man. I've been doing this 7 years in December. I don't know, a couple hundred, maybe 1,000.
Yeah, I would say 1,000.
I've done a lot of stage time. I've been on a lot of stages. I've been on the same stage. I've been on a lot of new stages. I've been on stages where I'm like, this isn't even a stage. I've been on the floor.
Cause you went to Vegas for a show not too long ago, right?
About like a year ago.
Was it like a con or something?
Yeah, so I do a lot of the anime conventions now. So that's fun. Like I actually like enjoy doing conventions. It's cool because I get to go hang out on a whole spot of, like with a bunch of nerds and a bunch of weirdos, and then just do stand up in the middle of it and just get invited. So that's always fun. But the Vegas one was it was like a spicy 18 and up anime convention called SumiCon in Vegas. So that was pretty cool because it was like in a hotel. So it was like very like 18. It was like they were like, this isn't 18 and up. So it's like it's a horny convention. So like that's literally what they were like promoting, and it was pretty maintained. Like it wasn't like there was some spots that were pretty crazy because there was like I've seen like dudes just like paying girls to like kick them in the dick. Like I'm not even exaggerating on that. Like there's guys just like lined up just get kicked in the dick by girls, and I'm just trying to look at sweaters at the booth next to it. It's wild, man, but it was also a lot of fun. It was really cool. Then I remember that same weekend I got my car towed.
See the fuckery.
The last night I was out in Vegas, I got my car towed, and I was doing so well on not dropping a lot of cash, hanging out in Vegas, gambling, drinking, hanging out, getting food, and then I lost $400 just trying to get my car back.
See, man,
it was on the last night, dude. It was like it got me. It fucking got me.
I had to pay $500 to get.
That's annoying because then if you don't get it right away, they keep charging.
Next minute is gonna be 1,000.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I also wasn't there that long. Like I was in a spot that looked like it was a spot. So it was kind of weird because it was like a parking lot. It was like a small parking lot on the corner. And then they had like the pay things like in the front.
Oh yeah.
So those pay things, so it wasn't like a regular toll. It was like an actual like parking thing. Like you go and like says like pay here on it. I guess that was just for the street. Because I went to go pay and it said like parking's free, but I guess it was free for the street, and it was like after like a certain hour it's free. I think that's what it was, and I just got confused because I was like in the lot. Like it was so misleading, and I was gone for like less than an hour. So like this tow truck was just looking for people to grab. It was awful, man. It was bullshit.
And then you tell them, you try to explain your side of the story at the tow yard, and they don't give a shit,
dude. Literally, like I remember. So I remember just because there was like an after party for that convention, and I wasn't really feeling it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go meet up with like my other friends and just hang out with them and drink. And then I went to my car.
That's always fun.
And it was not there. And I was like,
buzzkill, yo.
I was like, like the circle back. I was like, this is the right corner. And then I was like, I think my car got towed, and because I was trying to put two and two together. And then I called like whatever tow service because it had like a little like towing thing phone number on there. So I was like, hey, I came out and my car is not here, so I'm thinking it got towed. And they're like, okay, well, like what's the license plate? And I'm like, okay, well, this is my license plate, And then they're like, no, we don't have any cars with that license plate and like the model year, we don't have it. And I'm like, fuck, dude, my car got stolen then. I was like, dude, then I was like freaking out because I've never had this situation ever happen to me before.
Right.
So I didn't even know. I'm like, who do you even call? So I was like, I just dialed 911. They put me in a queue. They're like, what's your emergency? I'm like, I think my car got stolen. And they're like, okay, well, we don't handle that. They like had to like.
What?
Yeah, they had to like, I think it was like, I had to dial 411. It was, something like that. Or, they just rerouted me to like someone else. But I was like in queue for like 20 minutes. And then as I was waiting,
pissed for you. Like.
Yeah, as I was waiting, I see another tow truck like pulling up, getting ready to somebody else's car. So I literally just go up to the driver. I was like, hey, I'm like, I think I got my car got towed. Are you able to look if like you or like another truck got it, and I'm like, yeah. And so I gave him the license plate, and like he showed me a picture. I'm like, is it this? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, we have it. So you gotta like go pick it up over here. So I had to have a friend pick me up. She drove me to the lot, like a shady ass lot at like 12 a.m., like midnight in Vegas. There's like no lights anywhere, and then I'm like, I think this is it, like there's just, and I walked in and it's just one guy, like just even like the waiting room's like not even like, it's like dimly lit, and then it's just one guy from a booth like, how can I help you? And I was like, I think my car got towed, I need to pick it up. And then I ended up paying like $400, and then the guy just wants to chat. He's like, where are you coming from? And I was like,
fuck you.
yeah, literally. After that, it was like, where are you coming from? I was like, I'm coming from California. He's like, oh, what brings you to Vegas? I was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, I do comedy.
Give me my fucking car,
and he's like, yeah, he just wanted to chat after. He's like, oh, dude, I got a bunch of stories there. I'm like, I don't
give
care,
a shit.
dude.
Run me
I
my
just
damn
want my
car.
You think I want to leave? And then after that, all my friends are like, did you get your car? And I'm like, yeah, I got my car. And then they're like, all right, well, pull up, come hang out. I'm like, no, like I don't want to hang out anymore.
Like,
I just dropped $400. I'm gonna go to my hotel. I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna do my set the next morning, and then I'm just gonna drive back home. And it was so bad. But yeah, literally, my friends were like, all right, no, pull up then, let's hang out, let's have a drink. I'm like, no, I'm gonna go home and just sleep. I don't want to do anything after all this.
Man, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. Get your money, but fuck you guys.
For real, man.
Fuck you guys.
Especially less than an hour, bro.
You know
like at least it wasn't there all night. It was just I was there for less than an hour, and they just picked it up, dude.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys some more. All right, feed your family. That's cool.
Also,
but not
I always
on
think
my
of this one guy because I was trying to like find parking. Like I think it was like on the strip of Vegas. I think it was like Fremont Street, and there was like a structure that I tried to pull into, and the guy was like, oh, it's only cash only. And I was like, I only had my card. And I was like, would it be okay if I like park and then I just drive or if I just walk a block to an ATM and just give you the cash? And he's like, no. So literally this guy could have saved me. He could have saved me $400 if he just said okay. But no, I literally just went into a spot that looked like I could pay there, and it just got fucked up, man.
Man, look, the least you guys can do is have a nice waiting room and bring me some champagne or something.
Hey, but if he said like,
he's
something. Like, I'll give you that. Just bring me a sandwich and then like $20.
Like, fuck you guys.
I'd rather do that than have to drop $400.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna give you $400, I don't want your attitude. You're gonna take the attitude. You're gonna fucking take the attitude. You're catching all the smoke. You fucking took my car, and I gotta pay you to get it back. Like, that's stealing. I'm about to.
That's wild, man. Yeah, I got robbed.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, man, it's like getting your chain snatched and paying to get the shit back. It's fucking crazy, man. That shit's gonna make me hot. Shit, bullshit. The least you can do is have a beautiful
literally,
lounge.
Like everywhere I park, I'm looking at every sign now because of it. I was just telling my girl, I was just like, I know I could park here, but like I'm looking at every sign to make sure I could park here so I don't have to lose $400 again.
Yeah, it's just stupid. And then they want to look at us like, why do you guys have attitude? Fuck you.
Homie, just
watch, I'm
I'm
about to start suing. Next time my car gets towed, I'm suing. I'm gonna send them a fucking invoice.
I'm gonna bring a gun.
Shit, I'm gonna send them an invoice saying, "No, you guys took my shit. You rented it. You rented it for $800. So now you gotta pay. You're gonna have to pay back double. Yep, you rented my car, and you rented it without permission. So you took fuck that sign. We're going. Yeah, I'm going to court. Fuck it.
Pull it up.
I got time.
Pick your wrist up. Real quick.
I got some fucking time, man. That's just worse than. Actually, nah. There's nothing worse than getting pulled over for being black. Nothing.
Yeah, I've been pulled over for being black a couple times.
That shit's fucking ass, right?
I'm like wrong guy, wrong skin tone.
Fucking. Oh my god, man. So what's next for you? Like, what you got? Any shows coming up? Any?
No, I honestly haven't been booking lately because I just moved to Santa Barbara. I was telling you earlier. Yeah, I moved to Santa Barbara recently. I did like a whole month and a half of just like settling into like the new ground. But I've been reaching out to people trying to like do more stuff now. That's the main thing is I kind of just like get back into it because I did like a month and a half, almost 2 months of just not doing anything, which is honestly I kind of needed a break, which is fine. But now I'm like I need to get back on stage. So that's kind of just hitting people up. So if anybody wants to book your boy.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, other than that, just I've been doing the LA route again. You know, just driving out to LA, just hitting up some mics up, and just talking to people, trying to like see what's around, see what's going on.
I completely just fucking blanked. It was a fire ass question too.
You could tell me tomorrow.
Damn. Nah, this shit's gonna eat me up if I don't fucking think about it. Well, I have another one because it's gonna pop back up.
All right.
But when you first started, it's one thing to watch yourself grow in this comedy as far as like getting better and better.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that sticks out to you to where it's like in the beginning, no, but now they're a killer?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been like a lot of people that like, even that we know. Like I've seen people that we've kind of just started out like at a Gigi's and like they kind of just stuck around, and I'm like, okay, this person, I want to say like they didn't have it, they just didn't know how to get there, and now like they're starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
When I met Russell was one of my guys. Like he was new, like I didn't really know him yet, but like I was like, he's a cool guy to like hang around. Like he gets on stage, he says his stuff, and like he's getting there. Like he knows where it's at. He knows the destination. And now I've known him for so long now too. And I'm like, yeah, he's like one of my best friends. And then he's a straight up killer. He just, what I love about Russell, he knows it too. I always tell him, because like you could tell like when he's like out of his new material where he just starts talking about sucking dick. That's the moment. Like he's like, here's what I wrote, and then it's like, now here's like the dick sucking jokes. And just all right.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Ventura or Oxnard comedians.
Yeah, he's good.
So this is what I wanted to ask. For me, comedy is like, when there are certain things that's like riding a bike to you. You can take as long a break as you want, and as soon as you get back to it, it's like you never left. Mm-hmm. Comedy is not like that for me.
Really?
If I take a month off of comedy and then I go back to the stage, it's like, holy fuck, I'm starting from square one again. Is that the case with you in comedy, or?
I think like the longest break of like not doing stand up was just during the pandemic. Because I remember after, I think it was like 5-6 months of not doing stand up, I finally got to go to an open mic like outdoors. And I remember like, I had to remember what my pacing was. Like it was so weird, because I remember just doing my bits, but I didn't know pacing. Like I like, it was so weird. I didn't know like my delivery, my premises, how to there was just no structure. And I remember just forgetting how to breathe.
Oh,
that was like the main thing.
Yeah.
It was like, I felt like I was trying to like speed run my bits, but then I was like trying to catch my breath. And then in the middle of it, I'm like, I've done this before. Why can't I just do this right? But yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think 5-6 months was like my longest break. But like I've still done open mics within like my month and a half. Little hiatus. I just haven't done shows. That's all. So I could still get up on stage and just do whatever I want. But I remember, although like I forget my bits sometimes.
Me too.
Which is weird, because there's been bits like when I do my shows, I know like this is how this bit goes, this is how this bit goes. It's usually when I'm doing like the newer stuff, I forget like my older bits, because I'm not doing them for shows, because I'm not doing my actual jokes for open mics, because like they've been promoted to the shows, so I don't have to keep doing them. And then like when I do a show, I'm like, here it is. But then sometimes I'm like, how does this bit go again?
Yeah, yeah.
Or there's like, I'll go through my notes and I'm like, oh yeah, I have this bit too. Why didn't I do this bit? I completely forgot about it.
Oh, that's my next question.
Because there's like another one where I'm like, I know I love doing this bit. I just completely forgot that I have this bit.
That was my next question. Like, how many times have you got off a stage and as soon as I was like, fuck, I forgot to talk about that shit.
I forgot the new joke that I wrote.
Damn.
Yep, plenty of times.
It's like, give me another chance. Now I noticed. Okay, so last week at Gigi's, David, he went up twice. He went up as David, and then he went up as David Loca, and he just did all these fucking
That's funny. All come out in a wife beater.
No,
picture of coming out in a wife beater, putting on a bandana.
That fool, he fucking he's gifted.
David.
And it was a Dodger night, and it was Cece's birthday.
Okay.
And that shit was hilarious. And there was this one old ass white lady, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but they were going in on here. I think it was Haiti. Because, like, you know, Haiti, he's just straight up Jamaican black dude with dreads.
I think I met Haiti.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. Yeah, he's been around some big names. He's been on fucking Comedy Central and all that shit.
Okay. I remember to Swaka J.
See, okay, holy
Swaka
shit.
Jocka Flame?
Waka Swaka?
That's what I called him. Swaka Jocka Flame.
That's funny. Hey, nah, me and David were just talking about him.
I have him in my contacts. And I was just deleting contacts the other day. And I was like, why do I have Swaka J's number?
Man, that dude, I love Swaka. He's funny, but he was on some shit
Swaka
like,
Jocka Flame.
hey, brother, look, okay, brother.
Hey,
So,
brother.
how about this? You funny, you know. You're very funny.
You're
okay?
funny, man. You know, I see you go up and you're funny.
I like what you're doing. And you got the jokes, and you tell the jokes.
Love that
and
guy, bro.
People laugh. And so how about we do this? We sit down, right?
He always wanted to sit down.
Yeah,
he always wanted to like. I don't know what he just wanted like you and I we sit down and, we talk.
You know, I help you with your jokes. You know, I don't have to say it. You say the jokes. I just write the jokes, and then you pay me, and then everybody.
He was trying to hustle, bro.
Like, you lost me, dog.
He was trying to hustle.
Like, how you gonna help me write my jokes? And,
for real,
like, I can confidently say I'm sorry, buddy. I'm funnier than you. Like, you're not gonna write nothing for me. But shout out to Swaka, man. You're loved.
Swaka Jocka.
I don't know where you went, but I hope you're doing well, man.
I have not seen him in so long.
Yeah, I remember when the drunken stoner was at Gigi's, and he deep fried Swaka for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Artie just let the shit happen.
Why?
Because we were at Copa, right? We were at Copa, and he was like, "Hey, like I'm on a fucking good one right now. Like this is a hell of a ride." And I'm like, "All right, you want to go do more comedy?" He's like, "Fuck yeah!" So then we go to Gigi's, and then he's doing this shit. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? The energy's there, and Swaka from the crowd is like, "Hey, man, just calm down, bring it down." And then Stoner kind of like looked like, what the fuck? And then I was like, hey, get that fool. And then he just fucking went
just lit him up.
He's like, who the fuck is this guy? I am captain of this ship ass motherfucker telling me to calm down. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking calm down. We're all on this train ride together. We're all fucking going out. Like, he was spazzing out. That shit was fucking comedy, dog.
That's crazy.
Fucking bitch ass Michael Blackson looking bitch. Like,
probably why he hasn't came back.
Maybe
that might have been it.
Maybe
that might have been it.
But we're getting to that time. My least favorite part of the show is the end of the show. I wanted to go on a whole lot longer. Again, this is a new location. I'm used to fucking doing this as long as I want at the other location, so it's just a matter of time. But shit, let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh yeah, find me on all my socials, just at Zelda Hunk. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. That's where I hang out the most. You see my memes and see what song I'm listening to while I'm working out, and then I'll usually post my clips and and whenever I'm working out or not working out, where I'm doing stand up. You can see me working out at the Planet Fitness.
See, that's the other
in Santa Barbara.
I wanted to get into the Zelda shit too, like how you came up with the name and the video game.
Do you want to know real quick? Do you want to know?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, Zelda Hunk. So I used to be in a band, and we were coming up with stage names just for the fuck of it, So I was like, I would like to go on stage as Jesse Good Looking. Just doesn't even roll off the tongue. Just very stupid. Just Jesse Good Looking. And I was like, that was it. Like, I was like, my name in our social media. And then eventually we stopped being a band. So I was like, I kind of want to change it because like Jesse Good Looking it was just too much.
It actually it don't sound that bad. Hey, leave it in the comments if you like that shit. I think that shit has a nice ring to it.
So I was like, what am I going to change this to? So I went with Zelda, my favorite game, and I still wanted to keep like kind of like good looking, but I was like Hunk, and I was like, yep, Zelda Hunk, and it fits so well. I've had that tag I think for like 10 years now, and I tried I've tried changing my socials when I started doing stand to like Jesse stand up or like stand up Jess, and I was like,
That's not a bad one either.
It's fine, but I'm like, no, Zelda Hunk. It's me. I'm Zelda Hunk. I'm not changing that ever. That's it. And I remember my Instagram got hacked like 2 years ago now, which is annoying because I had like so many more followers than I do now, like almost doubled. Well, actually was doubled. I had like 1,000 followers. I'm like at 450, just stuck, just shadow banned on Instagram. And I was so bummed because I didn't have the Zelda Hunk handle anymore, and I kept reporting it like every day so I can get it back. So I'm Zelda Hunk again.
Good. Hell yeah. Give him his fucking name back,
Yeah,
man.
that's me. I'm branded as Zelda Hunk.
Fucking bitches. All right. I could live with that. Real quick, though, I'm going to do my sponsors because we are at the end of the show. First sponsor, Midnight Vapors. They have all your vaping needs. They have pods, mods. They rebuild coils. And they have all of the juices you can fucking think of. They got like dragon spit and muscle and fucking moose's milk. I don't know. There's so many of these fucking crazy flavors. The nicotine range goes from 0 to 12. And they also sell shoes there. And they have their own candy brand called Snacks. Snanax. The address is 12036 West Street in Garden Grove. Cross streets are Chapman and West, and you already know what it is. 7142, I'm in the flow. My next sponsor,
Rhino Pills.
Hey, we're working.
Have you done a pill?
No,
I haven't done a Rhino pill. I did one.
That's them 7-Eleven pills.
I went to a sex shop and I got a Rhino pill, dude. That thing, like, I had like too much energy.
They don't
Like
call
I
it
was
Rhino
like,
for
dude,
nothing?
my heart was beating, bro. But, dude, that shit knocked me out after, dude. If you want like a good sleep, just have a Rhino pill. And just it'll put you in you'll get you like 12 hours after.
Damn, that's a lot of meat.
For real, dude.
Fucking Bomb Body Collections. Look, I know I'm about to get roasted in the comments for my ashy ass legs and my hands. I didn't put any on today, but mind your damn business, bitch. All right. Bomb Body Collections. They have the best body bombs. They smell good. They make your skin feel extra smooth. The favorite bomb of mine is the one you put on your tattoos, and it makes your tats look like before they
shiny.
Yeah, before they heal.
You're brand new.
Last but not least, Young Boss Life Clothing. Yeah, quiz. If you live in that life, if you're a young boss and you're in a position to put people in, and you're in a position to put people in a position to make money, then you need to dress like it. Get you a shirt, get you some shorts, get you some slides, get you some joggers. It's all here. Hoodies, hats, everything. And yeah, this has been another beautiful addition to the Realquicctho podcast. Jesse,
Realquicctho.
thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Yak Quiz over here. We're always shining. No sunsets over here. And you can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.
Lately I've been on a fast track.